class. Today we are going to discuss about the unit 5, which is on customer services. So today in this class we will discuss the introduction of the customer services and marketing and logistics interface. Then what are the customer service and retention? Then customer service priorities and standards. Then we will discuss the customer service and international perception. So these 5 things we will discuss, and you are able to understand these 5 concepts after completion of this module. So now let us start the introduction part of the customer service. Friends, you know, customer is defined as the recipient of any goods, service, or other benefits from any other person or a group or a process or a company engaged in the design and execution of some product or service. So customer should be an external or internal one. And an external customer is a different organization or individual who takes the ownership, undertakes the risks, and add value by making the goods available at the place of final use by consumers either in the same form or in a changed form. Whereas the external customers include the clients who buy the products, it may be goods or services. They receive the products and product information. Second is companies or any other agencies which are supplying the same materials, services, or benefits. So in this customer part, we can say for the production of a job, the group is linked to the customer chain by customer supplier relationship with the similar obligations so as to meet each other's need. Whereas in the internal customers refers to any work center for its preceding facility. For an example, a distribution warehouse is a customer for its plant warehouse or the last production point. Similarly, the last production center is the customer for the earlier production center. All are interlinked. It includes the operators of machines used in the production work who may become the customers of their own made products. And also it includes the departments like planning, design, production, and finance, etc., who receive the benefits on mutual terms and efforts for quality and cost-effective production of the job. And given the structure of the global economy that exists these days, the definition of a good brand or good quality services depend upon the customers. Just like in any other business also, in logistics also, it is too important. It is the customer who determines the reputation and the goodwill of the company. So the customer service in logistics is the key to success in the supply chain. And moving goods to the market or receiving the raw goods becomes a very tedious task if a good logistic plan is not logistics. For logistics activities to operate smoothly, a good customer service in logistics is utmost important because customer adds value to the brand and it helps the business to stand out in the crowd and be ahead of all competition. And in view of the intents of the competition, the bar set by the customers in terms of the standard of quality of the service or product, it is really high. And regardless of the business segment, we can say it is imperative to keep customers satisfied. And that's why in current times also, customer service in logistics has become really important for freight forwarders around the world. And customer service plays a vital role in international logistics and supply chain management. By acting as the bridge, it acts as a bridge between the business and its customers. It ensures that goods are delivered accurately on time and in perfection condition while addressing the customer needs and expectation. So in the competitive environment, the customers or consumers are the real king in the market. So if your customers or consumers are not satisfied, you cannot exist in a competitive environment or in the era of LPG. So customer service, it is a process. It is not an any activity, or it is not a one-step activity. Customer service is a process that takes place between the buyer, seller, and a third party, resulting in a value added to the product or service exchanged. And here this value added in the exchange process might be short term as in a single transaction, or it may be long term as in a contractual relationship. So in a process view, customer service is a process for significant value added benefits to the supply chain in a cost efficient way. And customer service generally start with an order entry, and it will end with the delivery of goods to customers operationally. It provides value added services to keep the customer happy and loyal by ensuring a trade off between cost and service. Not only that your cost will cheap, it will be marketable or the customers will choose. No, you both cost and service, everything you have to add some value added. You have to add some value to that. And this service will start from the order entry and it will complete in the delivery of the goods. Also, it brings about the harmonious relationship between the supply chain members. There are so many members are there within that supply chain. So there should be a harmonious relationship. Without the harmonious relationship, it is also not possible to provide a better service to the customers or consumers. And if this is customer service, then let us know about the logistics management. You can say the concept of logistics includes all the activities required to move product and information to, from, and between the members of supply chain. The supply chain management provides the framework of a business and their supplier to jointly deliver goods, services, and information efficiently, effectively, and relevantly to the customers. The logistic management activities typically include the inbound and outbound transportation, fleet management, warehousing materials handling, order fulfillment, logistics network design, inventory management, supply or demand planning, and management of third-party logistics service providers. This logistic management activity also includes all these things. So in a logistic management also, there is a, what is the relationship or what is the logistic management and customer service? Initially, I told what is the customer service. Then I told about the logistic management. Now, what is that logistic management and customer service both works? You know, in basic customer service program, the main thrust should be on the operational aspect of the logistics that organization is capable of providing to its customers. So the first logistic component of customer service deals with real-time availability of the products. Real-time availability of the products. That is the firm's ability to make available products as per normal quantity and specifications required by the customer as a regular and well-established system. Also, at the same time, the firm also need to have a flexible system in place to meet an unforeseen demand for the products by the customers can be met and prevent the stockout situations. It is also another important thing. Another significant logistics component of the customer service is a firm's ability to offer fixed replenishment cycle time and their efforts to reduce it further by means of speedier order, transmittal and delivery of goods. So that what happens? The less working capital and space is required and stock out is prevented. And in this also we can say the third component of logistic customer service ensures zero defect delivery of the products. It is also another thing. You have to ensure the zero defect delivery of the products by the firm in terms of right quality, right ascertainments, intact delivery and documentation. In everything, it should be zero defect delivery. And in fact, this component deals with the quality of delivery. For an example, a delivery has been made in time by the firm, but not as per the quality and quantity. So it is also a challenge. So we have to assure in all aspects, in right time, right quality, right delivery, right quantity and quality, everything. And the fundamental attributes of the customer service are availability, operational performance and service reliability. One is your availability, operational performance and service reliability. Reliability is required to create the loyal customers. Now comes to customer service cost. What is that customer service cost? A customer can choose an average service at an average cost, nearly perfect service at an extraordinarily high cost, or poor service at a very low cost. Although this philosophy is customer oriented, though its integration of logistic activities and customer contract, it presupposes an optimal customer cost service mix. While formulating customer service strategy, it is essential to have a proper cost benefit analysis of the service. Do you know what is a cost benefit analysis? What are the costs incurred for this and what are the benefits it is also providing against the cost? There must be a proper analysis required, because in any increase in the service level will require to increase is the cost of the service, mainly due to the requirement of additional facilities, which will also generate the additional sales volume to some extent due to further motivation to customers. And in this also we can say what are the deterrent to effective customer service. What is the deterrent to effective customer service? As we know, when salespeople override the customer service policies in terms of delivery dates, replenishment cycle times, transport modes, incentives, etc., they disrupt other customer orders that results in an increase in logistic cost. That's why Warren in 1974 identified that even the best managed firms may be guilty of one of the 11 costs of customer service, namely misdefining customer service, overlooking customer profitability, using unrealistic customer service policies, and failing to research the blurring customer service cost, misusing customer service as a sales incentive, blurring lines of authority, equaling of warehouse with customer service, adding the bodies rather than systems, employees undertrained, undercompensated personnel, and misleading the sellers market. This is about that. Then let us discuss about the marketing and logistic interface. Friends, you know marketing is the performance of the business activities that direct the flow of goods, service, or information from the producer to the consumer or the end user. Marketing is a service, and marketing activities are concerned with the demand stimulating and demand fulfilling efforts of the enterprise. You can say marketing, we can say it is only sales. It is a socio-economic process, we can say. You know, in the marketing you may study it. Marketing is a socio-economic process. It is a socio-economic activities. So it is a total system of interacting the business activities designed to plan, promote, and distribute need-satisfying products and services to the existing and potential consumers. And marketing functions such as buying, selling, transporting, storage, standardization and grading and financing, etc., require that the logistics and marketing activities of a firm work together closely. It's working together closely. All are working together closely. No activity is individually or interdependent. Without such cooperation, without such cooperative effort, the full advantage of each system can never be realized. And we can say the marketing concept builds on 4 fundamental ideas. Let us count them one by one and study the marketing and logistic interface. Personal computer, voicemail terminals, internet devices, barcodes, scanners, and personal digital assistants, PDAs, we can say it is a PDAs, are some of the interface devices most commonly utilized. So what are these? What are the 4 fundamental ideas? One is, no two customers are alike, and each one is unique in one's own way. Need and expectation therefore changes from customer to customer, because no two customers are alike, and customer needs and expectations are more basic than products and services, and these become meaningful only when available and positioned from customer's angle of view, which is the focus of logistics strategy. Let's try to understand. Number 2, the fundamental idea, there is no a single market for any given product or service. This is the second marketing concept. One is no two customers are alike, everyone is unique. Second is there is no single market for any given product or service. This is the second marketing concept. And different segments exist in the market with somewhat different requirements. It is to be noted that customers' logical requirements offer an effective basis for classification. You can take the example, a builder constructing new homes may place orders for supply of electrical appliances many weeks earlier than actually required for installation. While an individual customer may require the replacement of a broken electrical appliance immediately within hours. So here you can see it is varies. So two fundamental idea. One is no two customers are alike and each one is unique. No single market for any given product or service. Third is the third fundamental aspect of marketing to be successful is that the products and services must be made available to customers when desired. When it will be desired, it should be available. And in order to facilitate the purchase action, the various resources of the firm are required to be focused on product positioning. There are four basic factors of economic utility that add value to customers, and these are like form, position, time, and place. What I told, one is your form, another is your position, third is your time, another is place. A firm earns advantage only when all the four utilities are combined properly in a manner relevant to the users, avoided by logistic support. It is a very also important concept or aspect. Number four is focus on profitability as contrasted to volume of sales. It is the four fundamental aspect of marketing concept. The barometer of success of a service provider is the degree of profitability resulting from a relationship with the customers and not from the sale quantity tonnage. It is basically depends upon the degree of profitability. As such, vacation in all the four basic economic utility like form, possession, time, and place are justified if a significant segment of customer is willing to pay extra, provided a positive contribution margin is also carried. If a customer makes a request for a unique color option for his car to be purchased from a car selling agencies and is willing to pay extra bit for this, his request should be accommodated and honored. So these are the four concepts. Again, I am repeating. One is four fundamental idea. One is no two customers are alike and each one is unique. Number two, there is no single market for any given product or service. Number three, marketing to be successful is that the product and services must be available to customers when desired. When customer desired, the product and service should be available. Fourth important idea, focus on profitability as contrasted to the volume of sales. So these are the four important ideas. Next comes to customer service and retention. Customer satisfaction and customer retention are positively correlated to the highest degree. Why? If the customer will be satisfied, the retention of the customer will be more. If the customers are not satisfied, the retention also ratio will be less. So customer satisfaction and customer retention both are positively correlated. These are related positively to the highest degree. What does it mean to say a customer is satisfied? What does it mean? What do you understand? Simple stated, if a customer's expectations of a firm's performance are met or exceeded, the customer is satisfied. If the expectations are not met, the customer is dissatisfied. Are you understanding? Take the example of yourself. If you are expecting that this much quantity or this much quality you are expecting in a particular hotel or any service, and actually if you will not get that, definitely you will be dissatisfied. But if you are getting that or more than that, then you will be satisfied. So we can say now the companies or organizations are preferring the customer delightness. How it is possible? Beyond the expectation they are trying to provide. So why others, all the organizations are adopting this? Because in a customer-centric market, if you want to be the market leader, if you want to survive in the market, then you have to first work is to make your customers satisfied. Then you can try for the customer delightness or anything. When it is possible, when the expectation of the customer and actual performance from the firm will be made. That how far it will be difference, then the dissatisfaction level also will be that much difference. So here the customer expectation, what are the customer expectations related to logistics performance? There are different points, different concepts, different aspects makes the relationship between the customer expectation and logistic performance. So there are different terminologies, different concepts are there. One is reliability, the customer expectation related to the logistic performance. So reliability, it refers to the performance of all activities as promised by the supplier. That is the reliability refers. Performance of all activities as promised by the supplier. Second is responsiveness. What is that responsiveness? It refers to the customer's expectation of the willingness and ability of the firm to provide prompt service. So two things you have to relate. One is customer's expectation, another is ability of the firm to provide prompt service. Customer expectation of the willingness, another is firm ability to provide prompt service. Third is access. It relates to the customer's expectation of the ease of the contract and approachability to the service provider. Number fourth is communication. So keeping customers informed in a language they can understand and listening to them in the same language. Friends, now so many companies are recruiting their sales people or marketing people in their local areas because language is a matter, communication is a matter now. Do you think, suppose one is very fluent in English and he has very smart, he's a good salesman activities, his natures and behavior, everything is good. But if the language of that people are not understood by the customers, then how the proper communication will be there? So keeping the customers informed in language they can understand and listening to them in the same language. So communication is also another aspect. Next is credibility. It refers to the customer's expectation that the communication from the service provider are in fact believable and honest. The believable and honest. This particular word have a lot of impact on this customer's expectation and logistic performance. Your credibility depends upon that. It should be true, trustworthy. It should be true fact. Unless and until you provide the unreal or that is some false information, your credibility cannot be increased. Next is security. What do you mean by security? That means you're free from the danger. It is a freedom from the danger, risk or doubt in doing business with the supplier. Another aspect of security deals with the confidentiality of the dealings between the two parties. And here we can say the another is your courtesy. What is that courtesy? It means your politeness, respect, honor, consideration, and friendliness of contract personnel. Next is competency. Competency involves the possession of the required skills, know-how, and show how attributes of the service provider. Next is your tangibles. It is about the appearance of physical facilities, equipments, attachments, personnel, and communication articles of the firm. Then number 10 is knowing the customer. This is all about the customers having expectation regarding the supplier's understanding of their uniqueness and supplier willingness to adapt to their specific requirements. So these 10 points we have to remember in case of your customer expectation related to the logistic performance. One is reliability, responsiveness, access, communication, credibility, security, courtesy, competency, tangibles, and knowing the customer. After that, you know customer satisfaction can be achieved only when the company defines the customer needs from the customer point of view and not from its own point of view. Already I have told you should be customer or consumer friendly. Your everything, your strategy, your planning, your marketing style, your logistic, everything should be as per the demand of the customers, the view of the customers. And for this, customer must be the center of all activities carried out in the organization. And a customer is satisfied when his stated and implied needs are fulfilled. Stated needs are the needs which the customer specifies for procurement of the goods or service. And these are the physical parameters, tangible description of the product. Also, it implied the needs are associated function the product is supposed to perform. For an example, if you need a pen with certain specification, such as any fountain pen, or ballpoint pen or gel pen, the type pen, color, type of pen, color, price, range, and make, etc. This is your stated need. That this type of pen, this red color pen, or this blue color pen, or the pen which the value will be 20 rupees or 50 rupees, or you can say the range of the pen that will be from 20 to 30, etc. All are specific. You are mentioning in a specific direction. So it is known as your stated need. And the implied need is that the pen should be able to write clearly, legibly, and smoothly till the time the ink gets exhausted. You can say it is in the same example, you can say it is the implied need. Clear? So, before going to the customer service priorities and standards, let us know what is the role of customer service in international logistics and supply chain management. We are always telling the role of companies, role of the firm, role of the different services to the customer. What is the role of customer service in international logistics and supply chain management? We can say one is your order management. One is order management. So order management and processing, what happens? The customer ensures accurate order entry and confirmation. Second is manage customer inquiries about the product availability, pricing, and delivery schedules. Next is it provides the proper documentation for international shipping and customer clearances. Next is second role or second point is communication and information flow. So here customer acts as a communication link between the supplier, carriers, and customers. It provides the real-time tracking information and shipment status updates. Also, it notifies the customers about the shipment delays or changes. Next is problem resolution. In problem resolution, we can say it handles the complaints regarding delayed or damaged goods. It provides the solution for lost shipments and customers related issues. Also, it facilitates the product returns and refunds. Next is after sale service. We can collect the customer feedback, provides the installation, support, product warranty, claims, etc. Also, we can say build the long-term customer relationship through follow-ups. Then next is your technology integration. Here, the use of automated tracking system and customers portal for better visibility, implements the customer relationship management software, employs the chatbots and AI tools for the faster customer query resolution. Next point, the customer satisfaction and loyalty. For this, what to do? Now, improves the service quality through personalized services, increase the customer retention by exceeding the expectations. Next is builds the trust and long-term relationship. This is about the 6 things already I have told. Now comes to the importance of customer service in the supply chain management. What is the importance of the customer service in the supply chain management? Here we can say the customer service ensures the timely delivery of goods. From the beginning, we are discussing about that. Right time, right quality, everything. It also reduces the errors and product damages. A proper customer service also increases the customer satisfaction and loyalty. It helps the business gain in a competitive age in the global market. And also, customer service builds the brand reputation. Do you understand what is the importance of the customer service in the supply chain? Now let us discuss about the customer service priorities and standards. What does it tell? There are several factors influencing the customer's expectation in terms of prioritization of the criteria and different level of expectation relative to each of the criteria. Many of the expectations revolve around the supplier's basic service platform, that is, expectations regarding the service reliability, product availability, OTS treatment, and operational performance, etc. And for this, some companies periodically mail questionnaires to a random sample of customers to evaluate the quality of their service and product and the parameters of their service priorities. You know, customers answer all these questions on a 5-point rating scale. Suppose you can say 5 is excellent, 4 is good, 3 is standard, 2 is normal, and 1 is bad. You can mention that. In a 5-point rating scale, the customer will give the option or priorities or answer, and also their priorities of expectation and the responses are summarized, and all the information through a summary statement will be sent to both local managers and corporate management. And also we can say the customers depend upon the promises made by the sales personnel, statements contained in the marketing and promotional messages, even to the printed policies of the organizations. And customer form their opinion and expectation on this communication. And there are different gaps are there in this customer communication. One is knowledge. This knowledge gap shows the difference between customers' real expectation and managers' perception of those expectations. Without the thorough understanding of customers' expectation and what are the priorities, no beneficial customer satisfaction platform can be established. Again, I am repeating the gap one, which is relating to the knowledge. It is the gap which shows the difference between customers' real expectation and a manager's perception of those expectations. Without the thorough understanding of customer expectation and what are the priorities, no beneficial customer satisfaction platform can be established. Then gap 2, it is a standard. It is necessary to establish the standards of performance for the organization, even if full understanding of expectation of the customers exists. When internal performance standards do not adequately reflect customer expectation, the standard gap exists. Let us take the example of a service of an airlines company. What it happens in the airlines company, recent research has indicated that the excellence in the following areas or service standard for those has been formulated. It's of vital importance for an airline to be considered an ideal airline. Without the customer service standards to guide their activities, they are unlikely to be able to meet the expectation of their customers. Like the different factors are like, one is their punctuality, time, relating to the time. The another is safely, should not be any defect, safe. Sitting comfort, you have to sit in a comfortable. Large network, friendly and caring environment, this also matters. Professional and efficient staff, that means your crew service, you can say. Quality of food service, cleaning of the aircraft, quick baggage clearances, easy in booking tickets, easy check-in. So all these things what I told, if you maintain the customer service standards, you have to look after these. The research tells, the recent research tells about this. It is therefore critical for an airline industry or airline to continually achieve excellent rating standard. Excellent rating standard in all the above service criteria to plug the standard curve. So to achieve the excellent in the rating standard, an airline industry or company must have to see all these gaps. Next comes to the gap 3. which is relating to the performance. It is the difference between the standard and actual performance. What is that standard and actual performance? Suppose as per my standard, I should keep, it tells that in my standard, I may secure the 90 marks out of 100. But actually, if I will get 95, it is beyond my expectation. If I will secure less than 80, so there will be a performance gap. So if the standard is feel the rate of 98%, actually based on the research and development with the customers regarding their expectation, and the enterprise actually perform at 96%, there exists a performance gap of how many percent? 2%. Your standard tells it is should be 98%, but actually you perform 96%. So there exists a performance gap of 2% here. And the firm should focus their effort to improve the satisfaction by eliminating the performance gap. The firm should focus and to put their best effort to improve the satisfaction. How it will be improved? By eliminating the performance gap. Clear? Next comes to gap 4, about the communication. It promised the higher level of performance by the sales personnel or customer service representative that cannot actually be provided is the sole cause of dissatisfaction. And this is the communication gap. There should be no gap between what is promised and what is performed. There should be not any gap. What you have promised means you should perform. If there is a communication gap, then the problem arises at that point. In a customer-centric market, these are the gaps all the firms, irrespective of the organization, irrespective of the firm, we have to think about this in detail. Okay, so customer service is not just a support. Customer service is not just a support function, but it is a critical part of the international logistic and supply chain management. And you know, it plays a vital role in building customer trust, resolving issues, ensuring seamless operations, investing in excellent customer service enhance the customer satisfaction. It also boosts the brand image. It drives the business growth in competitive global market. So in a globalized market, if you want to exit, if you want to be the global leader, your customer first should be satisfied. How they will be satisfied? Now you have to reduce the gap. There are different gaps are there, already we discussed now. It may be the gap 1 tells about the knowledge, gap 2 is about the standards, gap 3 is about the performance, and the gap 4 is about communications. So we should, then another gap 5 is perception. Although performance over a long time period has been very good, a late or incomplete or otherwise substandard service delivery may compel the customer's expression of dissatisfaction. It compels the customer's expression of the dissatisfaction. So the perception also should be good. Next gap is satisfaction or quality related, we can say. The presence of any one or more of the above gap leads to customer perception that the performance is most as good as it was expected. When building a platform, making your customers satisfied, a satisfied lot, an enterprise must ensure that these gaps do not exist. Clear? Understood? One is the gaps. What are the 6 gaps we have discussed now? These gaps do not exist. Okay. Now, let us know about the customer service and international perception. See, perception is a process by which individuals select, organize, and interpret stimuli into a meaningful and coherent picture of the world. That is how we see the world around us. Please remember this very good thing. Please try to understand how we see the world around us. Would we believe that coffee tastes different when served in a different colors of mugs? Depending on the extent to which one likes the color of the mug served in, as also the coconut water might not taste that fresh and delicious in a glass of tumbler as straight from the green coconut tap, and that is the perception. See, same coconut water, but when it is being served in a glass, definitely we are perceiving the taste if it will be offered in a green coconut tap. Clear? Similarly, the color of the mug, if you are taking a coffee, the color of the mug, it also the perception of that. Actually, that is the only, nothing is about the perception. This also increase the taste. Really, the mindset, the perception influence the mindset. And here, the customers and economics today are reaching out to cost reducing the global firms. You can say the several Japanese, South Korean, US and European companies have realized that their only salvation now lies in creating and competitively retaining a satisfied global customer. They also know that the only way to fight the competitive market is to delight the global customer by global brands in the marketplace. Otherwise, the products will not be in the shopping plaza, but only in the dollar street. So international firms are adopting the standard manufacturing technology, practices, policies, and procedures in different parts of the world to serve the customers. Okay? And the 5 relationship characteristics as suggested by the Anderson and Wedge in 1992 in the context of a third-party logistics arrangement are the following. Please try to remember this very interesting thing. There is a 5 relationship characteristics as suggested by the Anderson and Wedge in 1992. Basically, it is in context of the third-party logistics arrangement. What are they? What are the 5 relationship characteristics? One is specific investment by a 3PL provider. Investment in a 3PL context include the training of warehousing personnel, dedicated electronic hookups for inventory control, and purchasing specific equipment for these. What are the 3PL context we are discussing? One is training of warehousing personnel, dedicated electronic hookups for inventory control, and purchasing specific equipment for these. This is number 1. Number 2, reputation of the 3PL provider. First, it is specific investment, then it is the reputation of the 3PL provider. The 3PL providers can develop a reputation for having the ability to deliver the logistics improvement that the companies are looking for when outsourcing logistics activities through cooperative behavior. And Third is satisfaction with previous outcomes. Satisfaction with previous outcomes. As you know, successful past dealings with a third party are usually essential before establishing long-term relationship. So next is communication with the provider. You know, communication is a very important thing. The communication gap we should eliminate in every round, in every aspect. The formal as well as informal sharing of meaningful and timely information between the firms resolves the disputes and aligns perception and expectation. The perceptions and expectations, everything, it should be resolves the disputes. And opportunistic behavior by the provider. In the 3PL context, opportunism, it reflects the provider behavior such as broken or unfulfilled promises that reduces a user's belief in the provider's trustworthiness. So here we can say the outcomes that are associated with the relationship marketing in context of a third-party logistic arrangement are as below. What are they? One is retention. What is that? And it involves the retaining customers by meeting and exceeding their needs. Customers' retention is generally recognized to be much less expensive than customer acquisition. Customer relationships have been both theoretical and empirically linked to customers' retention. Second is referrals. The ultimate test of a customer's relationship with a service provider may be whether a customer is willing to become an advocate for the products or services of the service provider, or even defending the service provider from the detractors. This is about referrals. Then comes to service recovery. Although mistakes are likely to occur in nearly every arrangement, a recovery from these is important with a higher level of satisfaction and lower intention to exist among the participant customers. And this operational performance improvements, this construct measures the perceived logistics operational performance enhancement that the outsourcing arrangement has supplied to the users. So in selecting the products for the world markets, the marketers know that the ones that enjoy high economic of scales and are not culture bound but can be globalized easily. The US fast food chains Burger King and McDonald's customize the food products to respect the religious belief of the large segment of Indian customer. Unless until it will be not success in the Indian market. So customers' preference, customer sentiment is also big impact on the marketing process. It may be international, it may be local, it may be whatever may be. In the customer-centric market, we have to give justice to the mindset, to the culture of the customers. And customer service in the 1960s and early 1970s, basically the Japanese products were the benchmark for low quality of the products to the customers. But today, they are the final word in the quality and reliability for the cars, domestic products, and telecommunication. Similarly, the Chinese goods are also flooded in their neighboring countries, for they do not fall heavily on customers' pocket. Here we can say the cross-cultural analysis is a form of marketing research that examines the difference and similarities among the customers in different countries with respect of the psychological, social, cultural, and environmental factors, which permits the design of effective customer service and strategy of each of the specific country involved. So a study of the 4 countries already discovered 4 unique consumption styles. We can say the German consumers were less brand loyal, American consumers were more likely to seek new and different products, British consumers were more likely to seek new and different products than French and German consumers. And the British considers advertising as more informative. French consumers believe that shopping is not fun. They claim they engage in comparison of shopping. So by study all these things of the different countries, how their customers are consuming, their style of consumption, we conclude with the wonderful punch of the slogan, customer is the king and the king never bargains. And yet another one in a restaurant in the England, that if you stay outside, both of us will remain hungry. So we should give justice to the customer or consumer, because in a customer-centric market, if you want to survive, you have to give proper justice, you have to remove the different gaps from the customers. So thank you all.